Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Anita Kurnia, and in this video, I will give some examples of TOEFL listening questions and discuss the answers. Alright, let's just get started.
Conversation 1, questions 1 through 5. Listen to the following conversation about a part-time job.
I'm looking for a part-time job on campus.
Then you've come to the right place. The Campus Employment Office is here just to help students like you find jobs on campus.
I'm glad to hear that, because I really need to start earning some money.
Let me ask you some questions to help determine what kind of job would be best. First of all, how many hours a week do you want to work?
I need to work at least 10 hours a week, and I don't think I can handle more than 20 hours with all the courses I'm taking.
And when are you free to work?
All of my classes are in the morning, so I can work every weekday from noon on. And of course, I wouldn't mind working on the weekends.
I'll try to match you up with one of our on-campus student jobs. Please fill out this form with some additional information about your skills, and leave the form with me today. Then you can call me back tomorrow, and maybe I'll have some news for you.
Thanks for your help.
Number 1, what does the man want to do?
Okay, the question is, what does that man want to do? So, do you guys already have the answer choices? Alright, let's talk about it. From the conversation we heard earlier, the man said, I'm looking for a part-time job on campus, right? So, from here, it's clear that the answer to this number 1 question is option A. Find work on campus. Okay? Next question.
Number 2, where does the conversation probably take place?
In number 2, what is asked is the possibility of the place where the conversation will take place. Well, in conversation we heard that the woman said, then you've come to the right place. The campus employment office is here just to help students like you to find jobs on campus. So the answer is option C, in a campus office, right? Of course, because in conversation the woman said the campus employment office, and usually the TOEFL test will use synonyms. So if you get a question like this, you need to pay attention to the noun phrase, more precisely to the last words of the noun phrase in conversation. Okay, next question.
Number 3, how many hours of work does the man want per week?
Well, according to the conversation earlier, the woman as the employee asked an over to the man about how many hours the man expects to work part-time job every week. Then the man answered, I need to work at least 10 hours a week. Then he continued to say, and I don't think I can handle more than 20 hours with all the course I'm taking. And the option that corresponds to that statement is option C, not more than 20. Next question.
Number 4, when can the man work?
Well, the answer to this number is usually at the end of the conversation, as is the answers to number 5. Okay, the question is, when can the man work? And in the conversation, the man said, all of my classes are in the morning, so I can work every weekday from noon on. And of course, I wouldn't mind working in weekdays. So the answer is option B, afternoons and weekends. Next question.
Number 5, what does the woman tell the man to do tomorrow?
Okay, for the question number 5, the answer is option D, pawn her. According to what we heard in a previous conversation, that the woman told the man to call her back tomorrow, right? Okay, now moving on to conversation 2. Let's hear it.
Conversation 2. Questions 6 through 10. Listen to a conversation between two friends.
Hi, Jack. It's good to see you again. Are you ready to get down to business again after spring break?
Not really, but I guess I don't really have too much choice, do I? And it's going to be particularly hard to get back to work since I just had the most fantastic vacation ever.
Really? What did you do?
I went kayaking on the Klamath River.
Kayaking?
Yes, you know what a kayak is, don't you? It's a long, narrow boat, the kind first used by the Eskimos. It's quite popular now on whitewater rivers.
Oh, I know what a kayak is. I was just surprised that you would take a trip like that. Weren't you scared?
At first I was, but after I learned some techniques for maneuvering the kayak, it wasn't so bad. We didn't start out on the river. We had 3 whole days of instruction in a shallow pool first. Then, when we finally got out on the river, I felt ready for it.
Did you spend the nights camping outside on the ground? That alone would make the trip unappealing to me.
Oh no, the accommodations were fantastic. Each person on the trip had a private cabin, and the facilities included a hot tub, a lodge where you could have a drink and relax, and a top-notch cafeteria with great food.
Now that part of the trip does sound good to me, but I don't think I'd like the part that involves riding through rough water in a small kayak.
Oh, you should try it. I know you'd like it. I'm going to do it again myself as soon as I can afford to spend the time and the money.
Well, better you than me.
Number 6. When does the conversation probably take place?
In conversation, the woman said, "Hi Jack, it's good to see you again. Are you ready to get down to business again after spring break?" Well, the statement "after spring break" here is synonymous with school holidays. So for number 6, the answer is option D, just after a break from school. Next number 7.
Number 7. What are the man and woman discussing?
Number 7. So what are man and woman talking about? Well, in the conversation we heard earlier, the woman said, "Really? What did you do?" Then the man replied, "I went kayaking on the Klamath River." They were talking about kayaking. So actually, they were talking about the man's trip because he said, "I went kayaking on the Klamath River." And the answer is option C, a trip the man has already taken. Next number.
Number 8. How much instruction did the man have before going out on the river?
Question number 8. How much instruction did the man have before going out on the river? In the conversation, there is an explanation. We had 3 whole days of instruction. 3 whole days, right? Whole is the same as complete, so the answer is option D, 3 complete days. Are you bored, guys? Me too. No. I'm just kidding. I hope you don't feel bored, and I hope you watch this video to the end because this video is very useful, right? Of course true. Okay, let's continue with the next number. Number 9.
Number 9. Which of the following is not part of the kayaking trip?
For number 9, which of the following is not part of the kayaking trip? In conversation, the woman said, "Did you spend the next camping outside on the ground?" But the man said, "Oh no, the accommodations were fantastic." So the man didn't really spend the next camping outside on the ground. And the correct answer is option A, sleeping outside on the ground. Sleeping outside on the ground, which he didn't do because the man said, "Oh no," right? "Oh no, the accommodations were fantastic." Next number.
Number 10. How does the woman feel about taking a kayaking trip?
So, how did the woman feel? How? In the conversation earlier, at the end of the conversation, you must have heard the woman say, "Better you than me," right? It shows that the woman doesn't want to do it. So answer number 10 is option D. She's prefer not to try. Okay guys, I think that's enough for 10 TOEFL listening questions that we discussed in this video. For fear that most of you won't focus anymore, in the actual TOEFL test, there are about 50 questions in the listening section. So, thank you for watching my video. See you on the next video, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.